Hello everybody, meet my friend, Doug. Paul couldn't be here today because he's doing all the camera work, but we've got a fantastic show. It's all about saving water, so let's get started. Well, we're starting off with this wonderful Your Garden Growing Kit, and it's very exciting because I haven't even opened it yet. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to go. It could be a case of all trial and error, but we shall see. And I hope you like my lovely stand. It's a bin. Okay, so let's open this up and see what's inside. Oh, it's not opening very well, is it? Try it from the other side. Ah, that's it. Well packed. Now, we've got a little instruction leaflet there. We've got waterless. It reduces watering, improves plant growth. One application lasts all season. Use in any plant containers. Okay. Ooh, a lovely pack of wildflower seeds. Is that a pen?
Yeah.
Dry Planet. What sort of a pen is this? Okay, we'll come to that. Oh, and I think this is meant to be soil in a little pack. Okay. Alan Titchmarsh, eat your heart out. Here we go. So it says, welcome to your garden growing kit. We want to help you grow beautiful flowers this spring, or any time of year, I suppose, with help from our water-saving devices. This kit contains a water stick. Ah, it must be the pen. Waterless crystals and a soil growing disc, as well as some wildflower seeds to get you started. Find out how these devices work below. Waterless crystals. Okay, so using waterless crystals means you won't have to water your house plants, hanging plants, or grow bags as frequently. But as we're outside, let's go on to the wildflower seeds. Sowing time is any time between March and August, and flowering time between May and October. So we are well within that right now. Simply clear an area of 1 meter square and remove all plants and weeds to expose bare soil. It is good to work the soil to a nice even crumb, and then scatter the seeds evenly over the cleared area. Ensure the seeds are covered with soil but not too deep, approximately 10 to 15 millimeters down. Keep the area moist until seeds begin to germinate. Water once a week if there's no significant rainfall. Okay, well, fortunately I do actually have a little space down here next to these flowers that I planted last year, and they had only taken up a small area, but look, they've now bloomed in a wider sort of area here. So they've obviously germinated. These are the ones with the lovely little star discs or little sun discs. Oh. Get a close-up of that, Paul. And you will see that next to them over here, we also have our Christmas tree. More on that later in the year. So let's clear a little spot first of all. So we'll get rid of anything that's just growing here already. And whatever soil that I dispense of will be used to put back on top of the seeds. So that's probably good enough. So it says here on the packet that wildflowers offer a wide range of flowers which will attract insects, butterflies and bees to your garden. This mix of seeds are designed to grow and flower at different intervals, keeping an attractive display of different flowers over a long period of time to help support insect life. So that's good. Okay, let's get planting. So here they are. So I'm just going to scatter them lightly over here. Oh, is that it? That's it.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, okay. And I think they're here somewhere.
Oh.
So we've got some soil, which we'll just smooth over the top.
That was it?
That's it. Okay, well, I think we're going to bring our house plants out to see what these crystals are made of. So we have got our waterless crystals, and it says for already planted containers, so we've got 2 containers with our plants here, make small holes in the compost and insert around 2 grams of waterless crystals in each hole, then water thoroughly. So they're not having coffee, there's water in here. So that's what we need to do first of all. Well, okay, let's open it up, make sure I can open it. I'm not going to weigh it out, I'm just going to do it by eye.
Are you sure you should be putting it into these things?
Well, that's what it says, my dear.
It has some stuff in there already.
Yeah, so I'm going to make some holes, maybe 4 in each one. Well, 4 in that one, maybe 6 in this one because it's bigger.
Okay.
If I can get round there. Okay. And the idea behind this is that the crystals will let the water come out in a slow, steady pace rather than sort of having to water them all the time. So we'll just get like a handful and put them into each hole that I had done, or as best as possible. A few more in there. And this one's quite dry, so this might be a good time to do this. Can't even see the holes that I made. Around this side. And now it says to water them thoroughly. So they're going to get a good old drink. These plants won't know what's hit them.
Is this supposed to give it life or make it grow better?
Well, it's to save water ultimately, because the crystals will absorb the water and then let it release again slowly. And it says that dry planets' waterless crystals work by absorbing water and then slowly releasing it to your plants as they need it. You see, I was right. And I didn't read this before. This should reduce watering by up to 4 times and help the compost structure and reduce fertilizer feed waste as well. So we shall see how this turns out. Now, I thought this was a pen. It's actually a water stick. It says that the water stick is a simple yet effective way to decrease water wastage in the home. With its color changing system, it tells you if your plant has been over or under watered and when it's just right. So you insert the stick this way into the soil of a houseplant, ensuring the base is centered in the roots. The Roots, isn't that Jimmy Fallon's band? Anyway, once in, the strip at the top of the water stick, so this here, will display red if the plant needs water and blue if the plant has enough. Well, we've just fed it with lots of water, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to happen immediately, but we'll stick it in here and it goes down to the root, I think. So a good bit down. And I guess it will display blue eventually to show that it's had enough water. We've got this soil growing disc. Now we're not going to use this right now because we don't have all the other ingredients that are needed. It says that you have to place inside a cup and fill with water, wait 30 minutes for the growing disc to expand, and then add 5 seeds into the hole at the top of the disc. Push the seeds into the disc until they are not visible. Place the disc into a small plant pot or empty yogurt pot and water as required. Then after 2 to 3 weeks from sowing, replant in outdoor soil or into a larger pot. Well, we don't have seeds. If I'd read this first, I might have been able to keep 5 of the little mini seeds that we planted outside, but they were so small and so few.
Couldn't even see them.
No, you couldn't even see them. But I guess this is a good idea, and we'll hold on to it because, you know, we go to the garden centre a couple of times a year. We might pick up a packet of seeds and use this. Hey, that could be a segment in another episode.
Follow these steps to subscribe.
We received these tap inserts, which said this device will only fit taps with a nozzle that can be unscrewed. And the idea is that with the little filter here, it will help to save water. So we got this device, which was a key to help you unscrew the nozzle, which we didn't need because it actually unscrewed of its own accord, just like this. If you can have a look, and there's the washer underneath, and the water's coming out. We'll screw that back on, and I'll tell you why. So it seems that none of these actually fit our tap, and we had a nervous few moments where we had managed to insert this ring, but not the aerator. And the aerator is supposed to really go into the ring before you attach it back onto the nozzle, but none of these would fit or work. They just seem to like fall out. So there must be some knack of doing it. I don't know what it is. So unfortunately, we're not able to use these. Well, our water company, Affinity, has provided us with these water-saving items and also a little information leaflet, which I've got right here. But there's a lot more that you could do to save water, and I have taken some facts from the website of Ofwat, which is the regulatory watchdog for water in the UK.
Thank you for watching our show today. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe.
Do you have a leaky loo? Well, I've been given this little card from Affinity Water and this little strip to attach to the toilet to check if I have a leaky loo. The card says it may not be obvious, but if your loo has a leak, you could be wasting up to 400 litres of water every day. And if you're on a meter, this could cost you around £200 or more a year. A leaking toilet isn't easy to spot as the water dribbles inside the cistern, straight down the pan and into the water. Leaky loo is a biodegradable, water-soluble strip of paper that can help check for any toilet leaks. It's suitable for toilets with an internal overflow pipe, which includes most push-button toilets, just like ours. So I've got my instructions here, how to use. Wait half an hour until after the last flush. Yes, we have done that. Now the next stage is to use toilet tissue to dry the back of the pan. I'm just checking it's clean before you take a look at it there. So I shall set my instructions and leaky loo strip to the side. And I've got some toilet paper here, which of course once I wipe it, I can't flush it because the idea is to dry inside the pan all around here. Now I did clean the toilet this morning, so it should be glistening here. We don't want any remnants of anything appearing on the show. Okay, so that seems to be dry. Get rid of the paper. Don't worry, I'll wash my hands later. Then the next stage is to peel back the adhesive cover and place your leaky loo horizontally across the back of the pan. Okay, horizontally that way. Okay, so here we have our leaky loo strip. So I'm peeling that off like that, and I stick it here. Oh, it sticks immediately. Look at that. Now here's the bit that Paul was fearing. It says keep the strip in place for 3 hours without using the toilet, or even better, leave it overnight. Well, we don't want to leave it overnight because who knows, we might just get up and forget that we've done this. So I'm afraid it is 3 hours now without using the loo, and we've already had to wait an extra half hour to make sure that the loo was completely dry after the last flush. So we'll come back in a few moments for you, but in 3 hours for us to see what the result is. 3 hours have passed and Paul is desperate to use the toilet. But first of all, we must open up the lid and see the results. Now, if the strip is completely dry, it means that there are no leaks. If it's wet in any way, it means that there is a leak somewhere. And we might have to think about calling a plumber. So let's take a look. Okay. This is wet. You can see it, and I can feel it around here. Now, it could just be some of the leftover residue that came after the last flush. I'm not sure. It's not totally wet. It's only around the top, so it's probably not the worst case. Might be a situation where we just sort of monitor things. But, I mean, it's not flooding with water or anything. There must just be like a few little drips and drabs coming down. So I think it's something that we'll just have to keep our eye on. Yes, I am washing my hands. Oh, am I using too much water? I better be careful. Just one thing to add, that the sticker will just dissolve of its own accord, so you don't need to peel it off. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed these water tips and tricks today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye! It smells nice too.